Let's go ahead and do it again, okay? We're going to find our C star, but my preference, right? This is not going to be consumption smoothing. My preference is that I want to consume twice as much in the future as I do in the current period. So think about this right here. C2 is twice as much as C1. That means the consumption in the second period is twice as much as the consumption in the first period. Let's go ahead and write that down. Second period consumption is 2 times C1. So I'm consuming twice as much in the future, and that's what we're going to solve here. So we start just like we did before with our present value of lifetime resources, my present value of lifetime consumption, which is C1 plus C2 over 1 plus R equals, same exact thing, our present value of lifetime resources, which is Y1 plus W1 plus Y2 plus W2 over 1 plus R. Again, we are discounting those future consumption and future resources in order to get it into the present value. So that's what we're doing here. We're going to substitute in, just like we did in the last video. We're going to substitute that in right there. And so now what we have is we have C1 plus 2C1 in the numerator, 1 plus R in the denominator, equals this right-hand side of Y1 plus W1 plus Y2 plus W2 all over 1 plus R. This is going to be very similar steps to what we took in our last video. So we want to multiply everything. We want to multiply both sides. We want to multiply everything by 1 plus R, just so we can get rid of these fractions. It's easier to work with those, work with numbers without a denominator and numerator. So our first term multiplied by 1 plus R, we're going to get C1. And we can put stars on it now, right? We can put stars on these because we have combined both our constraint and our preferences. So C1 star times 1 plus R plus 2C1 star, because that's going to cancel out, equals Y1 plus W1 times 1 plus R plus Y2 plus W2, because again, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get rid of these denominators. We're going to have to factor out C1 just like we did in our other video. And so what's left over if we do that? Right? If we take out a C1 star, what's left over? A 1 plus R is left over, plus a 2 is left over, right? If I take it out here, I'm left with 1 plus R. If I take it out here, I'm left with 2. On the right-hand side, we're just going to keep everything the exact same. We're not doing anything there. Y1 plus W1 times 1 plus R plus Y2 plus W2. And just like we saw in our other video, you'll see a lot of these things, the same exact steps. You just have to pay attention to what you're doing. This 1 plus R plus 2, we can just change this to 3 plus R. So to get C1 by itself, we want to divide this by 3 plus R. Divide this side by 3 plus R. So we know that this is equal to, because this is going to cancel out my C1 star. So you might think that you're done, right? Like we were in the last one. We say, hey, this right here, we're all done. Well, kind of. Let's make this a little smaller, because yes, we know that that's what C1 star, but what is C2 star? Well, C2 star is equal to 2 times C1 star, so it's 2 times Y1 plus W1 over 1 plus R plus Y2 plus W2 all over 3 plus R. So remember, in this case, C1 does not equal to C2. Remember that in this one, C2 equals to 2C1. So whatever number you get here, you just have to multiply it by 2, and that gets your C2. And that's how you solve for this C star, but when we have different types of preferences. In this class, you might see where they want to consume 3 times as much, or maybe they want to consume twice as much now and less in the future.